I just wanted to ask if there are many participants in the team, so finals are want to get into the meeting and they are not allowed. So someone should start editing. They're waiting in the.
Okay. I think we can allow them, sir. They are the participants, so we can allow them.
What is John?
Okay, so good evening, everyone. I am Shantanu Sharma, the Secretary of the Moot Organizing Committee, ILNU. Along with my chairperson Pranjal Chechani, Secretary Jayavardhan, and committee member, I feel honored to welcome you all to the valedictory session of the 11th edition of Institute of Law National Moot Court Competition 2022, organized in collaboration with the Competition Commission of India. Since its very inception, the Institute of Law Nirma University has taken an active role in providing holistic development to its students. With the aim of fostering skill of research and advocacy across the country, the Institute has conducted numerous competitions, National Moot Court Competition being the flagship. These competitions help develop quintessential professional skills and are integral part of everyone's journey in law school. Over the years, our institute has hosted 10 editions of National Moot Court Competition, and it is my honor to have led the team that successfully carried out this tradition forward and made the 11th edition a successful one. Before we continue this session, I would like to make note of our tradition of remembering the Almighty at the beginning of every auspicious event. The function of prayer is not to influence God, but rather to change the nature of the one who is. So let's commence the event on a positive note, the prayer.
या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा.
I would now like to introduce and welcome our esteemed guest at this valedictory session. It is a matter of immense honor to have in our presence Professor Dr. Anup K. Singh, Director General of Nirma University. On behalf of the Institute of Law, I welcome you, sir. We are also today joined by our other esteemed guests and judges of the finals. We have among us Advocate Neha Mishra, Independent Legal Consultant in area of competition and antitrust law. Advocate Udayan Jain, practicing in the area of competition and antitrust law. Mr. Vaibhav Choksi, Partner, Competition Law Practice Group, J. Sagar Associates. Ms. Payal Malik, Chief Economist and Advisor at Competition Commission of India. Advocate Som Shekhar Sundaresan, practicing at Bombay High Court and Supreme Court of India. On behalf of Institute of Law, I would like to extend my heartiest gratitude for taking time to adjudicate the finals and grace us with your presence at the valedictory ceremony. I would also like to recognize and acknowledge the long-standing partnership between ILNU and the Competition Commission of India. The Commission was our proud collaborator for this edition as well. Our combined synergies aim at achieving the objective of raising awareness amongst the young legal professionals about the importance and applicability of competition law in the modern economic legal system. The Competition Commission of India acts as an overseer and eliminates anti-competitive agreements, abuse of dominant position by enterprises, and regulates combinations which causes or are likely to cause an an appreciable adverse effect on competition within India. I would like to extend our warmest gratitude to Mr. Anand Vikas Mishra, Joint Director Law at the Competition Commission of India, and Mr. Sanjay Kumar Pandey, Head of Advocacy Division and Advisor Law. It is with their constant support and guidance that this collaboration was and event was made possible. Before calling upon our dignitaries to deliver their addresses, I would like to extend our gratitude to Mr. Kamal Sharma, Legal Manager at Ultratech Cement, and Mr. Ujjwal Satsangi, Practicing Advocate and Proprietor at the Chambers of Ujjwal Satsangi, for drafting challenging proposition on the multifaceted domain of the interface between competition law and data technology. Furthermore, I would like to thank our honorable judges that have taken out precious time out of their busy schedule for our event. We are also grateful for relentless guidance provided by our faculty coordinators, Dr. Anand Kumar Shinde and Mr. Dinesh Shukla. Today, we are joined by our respected Dean and Director, Ma'am, Dr. Madhuri Pari. Ma'am has been working at the Institute of Law, Nirma University since 2007. Her areas of expertise include environmental law, forest law, legal research. Ma'am has presented paper at various eminent national and international conferences and seminars held by leading authorities in India as well as abroad. Ma'am was awarded funds and has thereafter completed two projects started by the Gujarat Ecological Commission on the issue pertaining to coastal regulations. I would like to call upon Ma'am, who has been instrumental to the Institute's journey, to address this online gathering. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, dear, for inviting me. First of all, let me thank all of you to be part of this valedictory function. Good evening to one and all present. Respected Shri Dr. Anup K. Singh, sir, Director General, Nirma University. Respected Shri Mr. Somshekhar, sir, Senior Advocate and Noted Independent Legal Counsel of India. Respected Ms. Payal Malik, an advisor Economics and Head of the Economic Division at the Competition Commission of India. Mr. Vaibhav Choksi, Partner and Head of Practice Competition Law at Jyoti Sagar Associates, New Delhi. Ms. Neha Mishra, an independent practitioner. Mr. Udayan Jain, who is focusing on the practice with on civil and commercial litigation side. Mr. Anand Vikas Mishra ji, who has extended a great support to us from the Competition Commission of India. My faculty colleagues who are the coordinators of this event, Dr. Anand Kumar Shinde and Mr. Nilesh Shukla. All my student team, all the participant team, a very warm welcome to all of you to this valedictory session of the Moot Court competition, which will be ended today on 24th of April. I know that 2 days we have a marathon and many rounds of the Moot, and finally many of you have reached to semi-final, and two teams reached to final. And out of that, who will be the winner? That is surprise for me or as well. So that surprise is going to end, and I think whosoever may be the winner, but the learning that has taken place in this 2 days time, that is something very cherishable moment for all of us. That is something a take home for all of us. And in the August gathering of such expert judges, the questions that they have asked to the team, you may not be in the final round of the Moot Court. The questions which are conducted, the question answer session, which are part of the Moot that is conducted, that might have given you so many things, even those teams who are not in the finals. So I think this entire journey is a journey of learning much more about the application part of the law. And I hope that this must be a fruitful and meaningful participation for all of you. And without taking much of the time, because you all must be awaiting for the result. So I will hand over it to the team. But before that, let me thanks all the judges for their kind consent to be part of this valedictory function. I would also like to extend my thanks to our Director General, who is always there to support us at any time in all our academic matters. And because of the motivation and support from the university and the DG sir, we are able to do all these things. So it also keeps us motivated And I must congratulate our team that even Saturday, Sunday, without looking to that, even the students and all, they have been working day and night. And without the support of the participant, without their participation, this event would not have been possible. I must thank the expert also who has drafted the problem for us. And I know that journey of drafting and the way in which the things were deliberated. So it is much more like needing the appreciation from all of us. And I hope that this is a time wherein this is the most viable option for us to go for online mode competition. But if the things permit, then if the situation permits, we would like to invite all of you to the campus for the next round of Moot. And I must express my sincere thanks to Anand Vikas ji and the Competition Commission of India for their sustainable and their consistent support to us in organizing such event. This is the 11th edition of the Moot, and we hope for such more fruitful exercises in the future. Thank you all to be part of it, and good evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your enlightening address. We are privileged to have your supervision all the time. We are also joined by Mr. Vaibhav Chauksy, partner in the competition law practice of J. Sagar Associates at New Delhi. Sir has been practicing competition law since its inception in India. He focuses on complex enforcement and merger control cases and represents and advises clients on a broad range of competition law issues spanning across several sectors. He has handled several high-profile competition litigation in various fora, including the Competition Commission of India and the appellate courts. Sir has authored numerous articles in competition law journals and leading business newspaper and is frequent speaker on all antitrust issues in various fora. He holds a master's degree in competition law from King's College, London, where he has had the good fortune of receiving tutelage from Professor Richard Fish, HCQ honors in EU competition law. I now hand over him the dais to share his enlightening word to the participants. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I think it was a great competition, and I think both the team has done a great job. They were very confident. I don't know actually which year they belong to, but I mean, probably their knowledge of law and their interpretational skill were really good at the stage at the stage at which they are in at their career. And I wish them all the best. And let's see, I mean, who is the winner, because we have done our independent marking, and I would wish them all the best for their bright career ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for those enlightening words. Next, we are joined by Advocate Udayan Jain. Sir has a counsel practice with focus on civil and commercial litigation. He has carved a niche for himself in the antitrust competition law practice in the country and is regularly engaged in contentions and high-stake competition law matters. He has been involved in cases that have resulted in landmark judgments with high presidential value. He regularly appears before Supreme Court of India, Delhi High Court, and National Company Law Appellate Tribunal and Competition Commission of India. I humbly request you, sir, to share his illuminating words with the participants. Over to you, sir.
Thanks a lot. And as I said previously, the issue that was discussed was not a simple one, and it was a nuanced point-by-point discussion that took place, and the questions that we posed to the competitors and the students were also not simple. They handled them very well, and they were very well prepared, and I wish them all the luck for their future endeavors. And let's see who wins, because independently we have done our analysis and we've done the score sheet. So best of luck.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. We are also privileged to be joined by Ms. Payal Madar, Advisor Economics and Head of the Economic Division at the Competition Commission of India. Ma'am is on secondment from the University of Delhi, where she is an Associate Professor of Economics. Ma'am's areas of expertise are competition law, policy, and regulation. Her research and professional collaboration have been with National Council of Applied Economic Research, Delhi, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, International Development Enterprise India, University of Quebec at Montreal, Center for Economic and Policy Research, European Commission, Department of Information Technology, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, Ministry of Power, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Planning Commission of India, and World Bank. I request ma'am to share her illuminating words with the participants. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you to the organizers, Director General Nirma, Dr. Madhuri Parekh. So it was a wonderful afternoon, well spent on a Sunday afternoon. The objective of holding these moot courts is to bring out certain intellectual component and to encourage intellectual component in this law. And so therefore partnership with law schools, law universities, economic institutions is one of the capacity building initiatives which the Commission takes. In fact, given the fact that this law is so knowledge intensive, given the various legal and economic doctrines that get invoked in arguments, these kind of moot courts are held basically to encourage scholarship. Many other initiatives have been taken by the Commission to encourage scholarship. The idea being that, at least taking some cues from the international jurisdictions, is that if the stakeholder community is involved and builds up its intellectual prowess, it's a win-win situation both for the Commission as well as for the ecosystem, because it helps creating indigenous knowledge, the competition law being very, very country specific. These kinds of activities promote indigenous knowledge. And secondly, for the Commission, going ahead, given scarce resources which the Commission is dealing with, the initiatives such as NICE, that is the Network of Indian Competition Experts, and such initiatives would help the Commission to what is known as build what is knowledge on tap, so that when we have issues where we would want some academic and intellectual inputs, we have a ready-made intellectual community which we have been engaging with, and vice versa. So thank you so much for inviting me to this final round of the 11th Moot Court competition organized by NIRMA. As my fellow, an excellent moot tested a lot of economic frameworks as well as legal, and so it was both. It was not just one. And both the teams were I think excellent, and they tried to put forth their arguments, legal arguments well. Hopefully, going forward, the economics also gets interwoven. Economics of network industries, economics of essential facility doctrines, economics of predatory pricing, and the effect-based doctrine could be built in future arguments by the councils. But given the efforts which have gone in, it was a tough choice. And as my colleagues have said, let's let the best team win, and that would come out from the totaling of independent scores. So thank you so much, and I look forward to the final winners being announced soon.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your enlightening and kind words. Moving further, we are honored to have among us Senior Advocate Somshekhar Sundaresan. Sir is a corporate and securities lawyer and is practicing as an independent counsel since August 1st, 2016. Prior to setting up independent counsel practice, Sir was head of the securities law and financial sector regulatory practice at J. Sagar Associates. Sir has been in practice for the past 18 years, while his commercial transactional practice covers M&A of listed business and regulatory advisory work for market intermediaries. His contentious practice covers securities and regulatory litigation, acting as a counsel before the Securities and Exchange Board of India, the Securities Appellate Tribunal, and the Supreme Court of India. Sir was also part of the working group on regulatory structure of the Competition Law Review Committee 2018, set up for recalibrating competition law in India. Sir is an invitee to the Federation of Chamber of Commerce and Industries Central Steering Committee and an active member of its Capital Markets Committee. Sir serves as an independent director of rights-based NGO Oxfam India. Sir authors a fortnightly column titled Without Contempt in the Business Standard, a national business newspaper in India. I would request you, sir, to share your kind words with the audience. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Just to clarify, much of that content is dated, but we'll leave that for later. It was a pleasure actually to participate in this session. I'd endorse everything that Ms. Malik said in terms of upping the game in an economic law moot court, build in the concepts of economic context to the legislation. Just a few inputs for all the participants in the moot court. I would say try and keep your language as crisp and simple as possible. Don't refer to yourself in third person. You don't need to say what counsel desires to say. Just say, this is what I want to say. The simpler you are, the more your messaging goes across. Try and fit your arguments within a legal concept or within provisions in the legislation, because that way you speak the language that's expected of you. For example, there are terms of art which have a meaning. So if you want to say you want to draw an adverse inference, use the phrase adverse inference. If there are ingredients of adverse impact in a section 19, heavily use section 19. Fit your case within section 19. Active voice instead of passive voice. And finally, I'd just say, if there's a fact, if there is a point in a moot court, a problem which is totally against you and it's indefensible, concede it. You get marks for that. I mean, say that this is a very weak point. I can't pitch it any higher than this, but these are the following other points I'd like you to consider. That will gain you a lot more marks rather than fighting every point, because in a moot court, unlike in a court of law, you're not here to get relief for a client. You're being tested for how well you handle the good and the bad points in the cards dealt to you. It's a total chance. So you're tested on how fairly you treat the problem. I think I'll stop there. It's been a delight as always to come back to Nirma, and I look forward to being back on campus when circumstances permit. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We also look forward to see you again. Before announcing the results, I would like to invite the chief guest of the ceremony, Professor Dr. Anup Kesing. Sir is an eminent academician and thought leader. Under his leadership since 2013, Nirma University has moved from strength to strength. He has completed his PhD from the University of Allahabad and postdoctoral fellowship from the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. He has been a visiting scholar at the J.K. Kellogg Graduate School of Business Administration, Northwestern University, Evanston. He was Professor of Organizational Behavior at Management Development Institute, Gurgaon, and Professor and Dean at International Management Institute, New Delhi. He has many publications to his credit, comprising books, research papers in international and national journals, case studies, book chapters, in addition to paper presentation at national and international levels. He is also the recipient of various awards for teaching excellence. I now hand over to him the dais to share his enlightening words to the participant and other members present here. Sir, please.
Dignitaries, officials from CCI, practicing lawyers, faculty colleagues, and participants. The essence of law education is thinking like a lawyer. So the moot competition is all about how do you think like a lawyer. So there are a couple of points which all of us, particularly participants, need to keep in mind, that we need not think like commoners, but lawyers. So when we think like a lawyer, there are a couple of things. One is, what is the problem? What kind of position I'm going to take? And what is the reasoning that I can propound? Reasoning is the most important thing. If reasoning is weak, then the laws cannot help. However, once a proper reasoning is done, arguments are developed, then they have to be, supplemented and complemented by existing law. But that would not do the full job. The context has to be also taken into account. For example, in this case, the context is economics and economic theories. So it is not an easy task, right? Once this is done, the next thing is, how do we present it? What kind of language we should use? What should be the flow? What should be, other aspects of language which would help me in presenting my argument? So, dear participants, these are the learnings, deep learnings that you should keep in mind, and just reflect how you have participated, what was your reasoning, what kind of laws you have looked into, what kind of context you have looked into, and when you do it next time, how you can do it better. So in a moot competition, of course, winning it is joy, but if you are not there, it is not a matter of concern. What is more important, that what is your learning and what is your learning style? How can you improve yourself in the future? And that is the essence of this competition. And I wish all the participants the very best in their professional lives. And I'm looking forward to see which team is the winning team. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. We always look forward to learn. With that, I would like to call upon Mr. Jayavardhan Lonawat, Secretary of the Moot Organizing Committee, ILNU, take over and announce the results of the 11th NMCC 2022, for which you all have been waiting for. Jayavardhan, over to you.
Thank you so much, Shantanu, for that. First of all, I thank each and every member, each and every esteemed guest present here. It has really been an honor to listen to those rounds, the final rounds especially. They were literally very much great. And moving forward with the results, I won't let the participants wait anymore. I would like to request Miss Payal Malik ma'am to kindly announce the citation, that is the best memorials first. I'm really sorry, ma'am. I think
I'm on mute. Yeah. So thank you so much, and thanks and on behalf of the commission. So I'm very, very pleased to announce the results. So the best memorial goes to Jindal Global Law School.
Team Jindal, if you are here, kindly unmute yourself. Yeah. Team Jindal, team code T003, if you're here, this is the final call. All right. Ma'am, we can move forward and we can announce the best researcher.
The best researcher award goes to Aniket Datta, School of Law, Christ University, Bangalore. So is Aniket here?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Aniket Datta is here as well, and we have received messages from him in the comment section. Ma'am, we can move forward to the best speaker.
Just 1 minute. I think they are unable to mute themselves. That is the only problem.
Right, they must be in the participants, right? So is Aniket wanting to speak, or someone wants to speak? Okay. So the best speaker goes to Vidhushi Jaiswal, National Law University, Bhopal. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for allotting those citations. We move forward to the most awaited part now, the winners and the runners-up. I request Honorable Dr. Anup K. Singh, sir, the Director General of Nirma University, to kindly announce the winners and then the runners-up of the National Moot Court Competition, Nirma University.
I don't have information, so you have to,
Yes, sir.
I don't have that information.
Ma'am,
yeah,
can
you
please...
have to put it in chat box, Nilesh.
Okay, okay.
Still not in the chat box. So we have results which everybody is waiting for. And the winner is School of Law, Christ University, Bangalore. Let's clap for them. And runner-up is Jindal Global Law School. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anup Singh, sir. Thank you so much for your presence here. I now request our chairperson, Mr. Pranjal Chechani, to move towards the end of the ceremony by delivering vote of thanks.
Thank you, Jay. A very good evening, everyone. Myself, Pranjal Chechani, student chairperson to the Moot Court Organizing Committee, ILNU. I feel elated to reach to the final phase of our glorious Moot Court competition. It is a pleasure to have you all here with us on this auspicious day when we read the final chapter of the 11th edition of the Institute of Law National Moot Court Competition. I congratulate the teams for gracing the competition by putting forward their best game. I further extend my heartfelt vote of thanks to our distinguished panel of judges for the final rounds, Mr. Somshekhar Sundareshan, Ms. Payal Malik, Mr. Vaibhav Choksi, Ms. Neha Mishra, and Mr. Udayan Jain. The panel put forth the great amalgamation of knowledge and experience which made the discourses in round as a guiding light on competition law. Thank you, ma'am and sir. I would also like to extend my vote of thanks to our judges of preliminary rounds and semi-final rounds, who with their expertise opened a channel of great discourse. Further, I am very grateful to our collaborators, the Competition Commission of India, our media partners, Law Octopus and Legally Flawless, and our knowledge partner, Law Octopus Law School, for providing their support and exposure to make this flagship event a successful one. I would also extend the token of thanks to respected Director Ma'am, Ms. Madhuri Parekh, our faculty coordinator, Mr. Anand Kumar Shinde, and Mr. Nilesh Shukla, to be a backbone for the team in this journey. Finally, I would like to quote few words of Helen Keller. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. These are the words I resonate in my mind when I talk about the Institute Moot Courts Committee. I'm grateful for the team to put in hours of work to make this event a memorable day in future. With this, we come to an end of the 11th edition of National Moot Court Competition. Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of this event. Good wishes and regards to you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everybody, for being part of this 11th Institute of Law, Nirma University Moot Court competition. I hope that I will see you all, and I will definitely invite you all in the campus itself, and we are going to have good time soon. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anand sir and entire team.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
मैम आप आ रहे हो ना अभी डिनर के लिए?
I have my brother has come today, so
साथ में आना मैम.
no, he has come after many time, many days. So just he came. So